Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to 30 Days in Japan with Parado, and today we are in Fukuoka. We're staying at the beautiful Hotel New Otani here in downtown Fukuoka. It's a 4-star hotel, and man, is it really good. We'll be in Fukuoka for the next 3 days, and here are the spots that we're going to check out. We've got a lot of ground to cover over the next few days, so anyways, let's get started. I started off the day by heading off to Sumiyoshi Shrine. The Sumiyoshi Shrine in Hakata is one of the thousands that are scattered across Japan. However, this one is also considered to be one of the 3 great Sumiyoshi shrines, alongside the ones in Osaka and Shimonoseki City. These shrines are said to house several deities, including ones dedicated to travel, the sea, and sumo. People visit these shrines to celebrate for a variety of reasons, such as to pray for safe travels or celebrate the new year. When I was there was actually a newly married couple praying to the gods for a blessed marriage. After walking around the shrine, I made sure to stop by the shrine office and pick up another Gokoku for my book. Nearby the shrine, I decided to pass by Rakusuien, a small Japanese garden. It's situated right in the heart of the city and is a nice little break from the hustle and bustle. The ponds and foliage really made me feel serene. There's actually also a tea house here, but I was a bit early, so I don't think they were open yet. Next time, though. Next up on the list was Kushida Shrine. Kushida Shrine is one of the oldest and most famous shrines in Fukuoka. This shrine is famous for hosting the Hakata Gion Yamakasa Festival in July. During these festivals, several neighborhoods in Fukuoka's Hakata district would compete in a race by pushing beautifully decorated festival floats through the city. One of these floats was actually on display while I was here. It was at least 3 stories high and had a very impressive design. I would have loved to see this being pushed through town. This shrine also marked the first day that I got to see cherry blossoms. According to the sakura season forecast, they were expected to full bloom sometime around the end of March, so I was really lucky to be able to see a few of them begin to blossom. It really solidified the fact that I was in Japan. And I mean, Japan and cherry blossoms go hand in hand after all. As I made my way through the shrine, I noticed that there were plenty of guests here, both locals and tourists, all there to receive their blessings. I even saw a family there that looked like they were doing a shrine visit with their newborn. After paying my respects to the shrine, I acquired my 3rd Gokoku of the trip, and after seeing the rest of the shrine, I made my way to the next destination, Tochoji Temple. Located northeast of the Hakata district, Tochoji Temple is the head temple of Shingon Buddhism Kyushu sect. Walking around the temple, there were plenty of impressive architecture to be admired, such as the 5-story pagoda or the Rokkakudo, a building meant to hold revolving bookshelves for sutras and sculptures. However, the main attraction of the temple was definitely the Great Buddha of Fukuoka, a 10-meter tall wooden carving of Buddha located inside the treasure exhibition hall of the temple. Unfortunately, filming was prohibited inside, so you'll just need to visit yourself to experience its majesty. It was getting near lunch, so I headed up north to my next spot, the Hakata Port Tower. The port tower is located on the north end of the Hakata district, and if you recognize the design, it's because this tower was designed by Naito Tachu, who is also known for designing the famous Tokyo Tower. The tower gives a nice overview of the bay and the city. Side note, I also met some very nice elderly folks on the ride up the elevator, and they were asking me about my trip. Another fun opportunity to practice my Japanese. After the tower, I stopped by Bayside Place, a small shopping district near the bay with a ton of restaurants. I decided to go to a buffet spot called Rita no Noen, or Rita's Farm. It's an international style lunch buffet that has a lot of options, so I sat down for a quick meal before heading off to my next spot. It was beginning to rain, so I decided to take shelter in Canal City, Hakata. Canal City, Hakata is a large shopping mall right in the center of Fukuoka. It includes about 250 shops, cafes, and restaurants, a theater, game center, hotels, and a large canal running through the complex, hence the name. People often call this place the city within the city. While I was there, I decided to do some window shopping to kill some time before dinner. There were plenty of name brand stores that I recognized, but also a lot of brands that seemed more common to the Japanese. In the center of the mall, it also looked like there was a handshake event going on for a local idol group, and it looked like there was plenty of people here to see them. I wish I got their name to check out their music. For dinner, I decided to head to the Yatai food stalls. These food stalls are a must-have if you're ever in Fukuoka. The stalls are located on the southern part of the Hakata district and are lined up alongside the Naka River. Each food stall can sit about 8 to 10 people and have a variety of street food for you to try. The most popular dishes are the yakitori, grilled chicken skewers, oden, and the famous Hakata ramen. There's also plenty of drinks at these places if you're in the mood for alcohol. If you're worried about ordering, plenty of these stalls cater to tourists, so English menus should be available. Once I picked the stall that I wanted, I decided on getting the Hakata famous tonkotsu ramen and a grapefruit sour, the perfect combo for a chilly night. For dessert, I grabbed a churro from a nearby food truck. They had a bunch of different flavors, but I decided on just cinnamon to keep it simple. I enjoyed my sugary treat near the waterfront before calling it a night. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 2 of Fukuoka, and it's another beautiful day. So today we'll be exploring the west side of Fukuoka. You can see a list of the locations we have right here. Hitting up a couple more shrines. I really want to get more Goshuins for my Goshuincho. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get the day started. My first stop of the day was to the ruins of Fukuoka Castle. During the Edo period, Fukuoka Castle used to be the largest castle in Kyushu. However, during the Meiji Restoration, the castle was demolished because it was an unwanted symbol of Japan's feudal past. Today, the rebuilt castle buildings have become a popular tourist spot for those who wish to walk around the historic site. They say the best time to come is between late March and early April, as that is peak cherry blossom season. Of course, I arrived too early, so none of the trees have blossomed. Right next to castle grounds is the iconic Ohori Park. It's a beautiful park located in central Fukuoka with a giant pond in the middle. The word Ohori in Japanese means moat, and the park is named as such because the pond once served as part of the moat system for Fukuoka Castle. The walking path around the pond is a little over 2 kilometers, and it's a popular spot for joggers, walking pets, and for leisurely strolls. There is also a path that runs right through the center of the pond. The path connects 3 artificial islands in the middle of the pond, which are said to replicate the scenery of West Lake in Hangzhou, China. While you're there, you can rent a swan boat to paddle along the pond and enjoy the scenery. There were tons of couples and families renting boats and paddling around. After walking around for a bit, I stopped by a car that was selling hot dogs and grabbed myself a quick lunch. After lunch, I stopped by the nearby Gokoku Shrine to grab another Goshuin for my book. Before entering, I spoke with a nice elderly man who told me a bit about this shrine. He told me, Gokoku shrines are shrines dedicated to the spirits of those who have died in war. These shrines are scattered throughout the country, and the head shrine, Yasukuni Shrine, is located in Tokyo. After chatting with him a bit more, I headed into the shrine and grabbed my Goshuin. Heading north, I reached Nishi Park. This park is situated on the top of a hill and has a nice view of the ocean. Near the top of the park is a rest area, which is a popular spot for sightseeing and picnics. The scenic view from the top is complemented by the gentle breeze and the smell of the ocean. Nearby, there's also an elderly man who's set up shop there and sells hot dogs and hamburgers. By the look of the line, he's very popular, which also meant that unfortunately, by the time I got there, he was sold out. The park utilizes the natural hills, views, and valleys to form paths for guests to walk. During the spring, this park is said to be the best in Fukuoka for viewing cherry blossoms. From the bottom of Nishi Park, there's a long stone staircase that leads to Terumo Shrine, a shrine dedicated to members of the Kuroda family. The Kuroda clan was a famous samurai clan who rose to prominence during the Sengoku era. They ruled over the then called Fukuoka domain, the 5th largest domain in all of Japan until the Meiji Restoration in the late 1800s. Years later, the Fukuoka domain is now known as the Fukuoka Prefecture. After checking out the shrine, I acquired my next Goshuin for the collection. After leaving the park, I made my way over to Fukuoka Tower. Fukuoka Tower is the tallest seaside tower in all of Japan. It stands at a whopping 234 meters tall with 3 observation decks. The highest observation deck is at 123 meters and it gives you a nice view of the ocean and the city. Fun fact, if you're a fan of Godzilla, this tower was famously destroyed in the 1994 film Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla. Before heading off to my next spot, I took a snack break at a nearby dessert shop and grabbed myself some soft serve. For my last spot of the day, I headed over to Atago Shrine. The shrine is located on the west side and is the oldest shrine in Fukuoka City. It is one of the 3 major shrines dedicated to Atago Gongen, a deity worshipped as a protector against fire and a god of war by the samurai. Getting to the shrine was a journey in and of itself, as there weren't many public transportation methods to get to the base of the shrine. But after the long walk and the hike, it was well worth it once I reached the shrine itself. It's situated on top of a mountain, which gives it a great view of the ocean. You can even see our previous spot, Fukuoka Tower. After checking out the shrine, I grabbed my next Goshuin and was pleasantly surprised when they also gave me a snack with it. After taking a quick break, I took one last look at the scenery before calling it a day. Good morning everyone, and welcome to our final day here in Fukuoka. Today we only have a couple of routes planned out, one being Nanzoin Temple to the east, the temple with the large Buddha statue, and the second spot being the Dazaifu Tenmangu, which is just to the south of Hakata. But same as yesterday, we might try and see if there's any other spots nearby that we didn't look up. Anyways, let's kick off this last day in Fukuoka and let's get out there. Heading east, I arrived at Nanzoin Temple. For those who are tired of the hustle and bustle of the big city, Nanzoin Temple is only 30 minutes away via train and offers a quiet and tranquil setting where you can rejuvenate your soul and bask in the gentle breeze and quiet sounds of the forest. Located in Sasaguri, this temple is home to one of the largest bronze Buddha statues in the world. The reclining Buddha statue is approximately 41 meters in length, 11 meters in height, and weighs about 300 tons. Buddha statues commonly come in 3 poses: sitting, standing, and reclining, to represent different phases of Buddha's life. In Japan, the most common pose is the sitting pose, which is meant to depict Buddha attaining enlightenment. However, this reclining pose of the statue represents the final moments of the Buddha. Known as parinirvana, this pose represents the ultimate nirvana, which occurs with the death of the physical body of someone who has attained enlightenment. Guests are also able to touch the soles of the reclining Buddha's feet. It is said that those who touch his feet are blessed with good fortune, so of course, I had to take my turn to receive some as well. After exploring the temple, I went to receive 2 more Goshuins, one near the reclining Buddha, and the other near the base of the temple. For the second half of my final day, I headed over to Dazaifu, a city southwest of Hakata. Here, the first place I visited was the famous Tenmangu Shrine. This shrine is said to house Tenjin, a deity of learning, culture, and the arts. As such, this is a popular spot for students praying for academic success. While I was here, the main hall, Honden, was currently under reconstruction, so in its place was another visually appealing shrine built as a temporary place of worship. This shrine features a striking rooftop garden adorned with plum trees, a favorite of pre-deification Tenjin known as Sugawara no Michizane. After exploring, I grabbed my brother a charm for academic success and my next Goshuin before heading to the next shrine. To reach the next spot, I traveled further up the mountain and reached the Tenkai Inari Shrine. Similar to the famous Fushimi Inari Shrine in Kyoto, the Tenkai Inari Shrine is adorned with hundreds of vermilion torii gates. The locals claim that this shrine is the #1 Inari shrine in Kyushu for good fortune. The final spot for the day was Kamado Shrine. This shrine is divided into two sections, the upper shrine, which is located on the summit of Mount Homan, and the lower shrine, which is located at its base. Because it was almost evening, I only visited the lower shrine. However, there was still plenty to see. The main deity of this shrine is Tamayori Hime no Mikoto, who is worshipped as the god of love and matchmaking. The main shrine maintains its traditional structure, but the amulet office was redesigned in 2012 to give it a more modern look. After taking a look around, I acquired my final Goshuin in Fukuoka and headed back down for dinner. For dinner, I decided to go back to the food stalls one more time and grab myself some yakitori and beer. I enjoyed my food in the friendly atmosphere before calling it a night. Well guys, that was the end of Fukuoka, and that also means that's the last day that we're going to be here in the island of Kyushu as well. I had a lot of fun these last few days. Fukuoka is definitely a town that is very rich in its culture and its history, and I feel like there's even still a lot more to explore. Let me know down in the comments which part of Fukuoka was your favorite, and if there's anything that I missed, please let me know. I'd love to come back and check it out again. But there's still so much of Kyushu that I haven't had a chance to see, and I'd love to come back and see it, like Kumamoto or Oita. So tomorrow we begin our next leg of the journey over in Hiroshima. But anyways, that's the end of this video. Thank you guys again for watching, and have a good night.